Hi everyone, I'm Kate Ferdinand and this is Blended, the podcast where we talk all about blended families, real, raw and honest conversations. I have two amazing co-hosts, Cilla and Nathalie. And here we are. Guys, I'm not very good at this intro. Sometimes I've got to be real with you. It takes me a minute. It's like the warm-up. And a bit. I say the same thing every week and every week it's left my head. So we're here. We're going to talk about blended families. How are you, ladies?
So I'm going to give you the short and sweet answer. I'm not okay.
Oh,
but I'm
no.
all right. I'm fine.
No, but you can't say that now
You
because
can't
it's like,
do that.
if we move on.
No, I'm fine. It's just, it's just continuation of
Life.
This is a really positive podcast. We're really upbeat, okay? Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay,
How are you,
we
Priscilla?
accept.
Yeah.
I mean, as per usual, I can't breathe, but it's okay. It's gonna be okay. The end of the season will come one day.
What did you say earlier? Your lungs hate you.
My lungs hate me. My bladder hates me, and I don't know. My stomach is quite happy that I'm not, consuming so much.
Okay.
Oh,
My
you're eating
mind
less?
isn't. I can't. I have no space.
Oh, really? When I was pregnant, I ate a lot,
Oh yeah,
Yeah, okay. So you're not eating as much.
yeah.
Okay.
And how are you?
I'm eating. I'm
Are
doing
you?
okay. I'm
Good.
good. I can breathe. My lungs are fine. They don't hate me.
Nice.
Yeah, just life.
I'm gonna mute you soon though.
Why?
Because why are you always awake so early and just
In the gym.
Why are you on it? Why do you have this consistency that we're all craving
Why
for?
do you drink green juice?
Well, why are you doing that? Celery. I'm gonna mute you because I need to protect our friendship. So
Yeah.
No, and also when you're not in that zone and people are doing that, it's really annoying.
Yeah, honestly,
jarring.
And
I
it's
just look at myself. I look at myself and just wonder, am I doing this right?
okay.
Sorry, we love you, Kate. You're our
Hey, do you know what?
inspiration.
Guys, can I say
Inspired.
they've woke up on the wrong
No, we
side
like
of it.
her.
No, we do.
We
love
do
Kate.
like her.
We love Kate.
But listen, I am not on it every day of the week. I haven't been gym as much. However, my morning routine sorts my head out. If I don't get up early, I'm a bit skew whiff and my day goes a bit off key. Like when I wake up and have my probiotics, my celery juice, I just feel like I'm
begun.
okay.
I feel
It's
better.
begun. It's
Yeah.
not necessarily that I'm going to the gym.
Same.
Yeah, no.
Not probiotics and celery juice, but
I mean,
you're
I
definitely
wake up,
waking up early.
I wake
Yeah.
up early because I don't have a choice, but then I lay there.
But to be honest, I did go out on Sunday night. I left the house at 9:45.
Oh
like
my gosh.
I'm in my PJs at about 8 normally. And I was going to the kids, I'm going to the club. They were like, oh my God.
Cringe.
And I got in at 4 a.m.
Whoa.
And I'm struggling. So it's Wednesday now.
Yeah.
Every day's been a struggle.
Still
Wow.
recuperating.
I can't be doing that. But it was fun.
Yeah.
It was really, really fun.
I saw like pictures and videos. I know quite a few people who were out and
Yeah.
it looked like a good party.
It was a good party.
Yeah.
I felt like I was showing my age, but I was just like,
No, you look
I was
good,
reliving
girl.
my youth. I've got to
You
be
look
honest.
good. You look good.
Because back in the day, I could have been in a club till 6 a.m. and I could have stayed, to be honest. I had to be asked to leave.
Mate, back in the day, so I used to be at after till
Yeah.
about 11 in the morning.
Let's not give it all away now.
Sorry.
That's the past life. Anyway, right, let's get into our dilemma. Okay, hey, I've been with my boyfriend for 3 years now. He has a 6-year-old daughter and we have a great relationship. She stays with us every other weekend and we get on so well. But her birthday is coming up and the party's at her mum's house and I haven't been invited. I didn't expect to be the guest of honour, but I thought I'd at least be welcomed. It's made me feel like an outsider again, and it's not just birthdays. I've noticed I don't get included in school stuff either. It makes me worry that no matter how close I am to his daughter, I'm never going to fully be part of the big moments. Am I overthinking this?
No.
Not at all.
No, not at all. Do you know what? I really wish that I could share like my personal experience with this, but I just want peace. But
Signed an NDA.
I'll tell you how I felt. I felt like, what's your problem? Kind of thing. Like sometimes I feel like we have to evaluate like the pros and cons, the dangers, the safeties, like do a risk assessment here. And oftentimes you'll find, especially in scenarios like this, there's nothing wrong. There's no danger. There's no red flag. There's no risk, basically. So it all boils down to ego. It all boils down to like what makes you comfortable. So, but if like, for example, the biological mum or that side of the family is thinking about what makes them comfortable, or perhaps their ego is taken over, that automatically means you're not thinking about the child at all. So it's like, what's the conclusion? Are we doing a good job?
I feel the same, but something just popped into my head. Imagine if like the father left the bio mum for this woman, or some, you know, one of those dynamics. And it's like, I don't want the woman that you left me for to come to my house. Like, even though she does the majority of or not the majority, but even though, you know, she takes responsibility for my child, it's actually very triggering for me to have her in the house. Now, that might not be the case, but the history of the relationship between them all plays a massive part.
I think it's difficult when you're doing an event in a house, because I do think that every person or parent should be able to control who comes into their safe space.
Absolutely.
So I think for me, that's kind of where the issue lies.
Yeah.
As in, it would be good to do it in a neutral place where everyone can go.
Yeah.
I would, as a stepmom that wouldn't be invited somewhere, I would be upset if I wasn't invited. And I think she's within her rights to feel like that.
Yeah.
However, because it's at the biological mum's house, you can't say much about who she lets in and out of her house.
Yeah.
It'd be better to do it in a neutral place, like have a party somewhere else.
Yeah, but even in saying that, that means the biological mum always knew that this woman was going to be excluded from the jump off. Like, it was a part of her plans for this woman to not be in her safe space. Because if there was a consideration for her, or a consideration that the child might want everyone that is playing a role in that child's life to be there, it wouldn't be at your house. Because I understand, I completely agree. I choose who comes in and out of my house, absolutely. But you've also chosen to have this event here. That means she can't come.
Do you know what it is? I'm looking from a different perspective. I'm 33 now. My mum and dad, even now, well, up until a few years ago, couldn't be in the same room together.
Yeah.
At 30. Wow. Even at my wedding, it was a worry. Is it going to be okay? What am I going to do at the wedding? Where's everyone seating? Are they going to be okay at the wedding? And it is still like, oh, I'm 30. So does that ever change? I don't think it's right. I do think that everyone should put their issues aside for the children for an hour.
Yeah.
For half an hour.
Yeah.
Because the child carries that. Even as I'm 33 now, a 33-year-old woman, I still worry about my parents being in the same room together. It's not really a nice feeling.
Yeah, it's not.
You just, the child, whatever age, just wants peace and everyone there that loves them and to feel happy.
Yeah.
And I do, it's hard to say because there's so many different factors to why you break up and why you don't want to be in the same room. But if there's no, extreme circumstances, then it would just be nice if, for the sake of the child, everyone could be around.
To be honest, going on a quick tangent, if it was ever a scenario where the man did the biological mum dirty, from the minute a stepmom gets with a guy, you need to be encouraging your man to go ahead and say sorry. Go ahead and say sorry. Go ahead and iron out whatever happened between you two. Don't just act like it never happened, or you did not do something to her, or you didn't leave her in the lurch. Because I think I find it hard if a stepmom is able to respect her partner, knowing that he did another woman dirty, or he talks to her reckless, or he's not doing the best that he can as a father. I just, I'm not saying it's all up to the stepmom, because everyone's an individual. And if your man doesn't want to do something, I think a lot of stepmoms can attest, there's only so much we can do. But I just feel like there should be a conversation from the jump, whereby when the next year comes and there's parties or school plays and stuff like that, it will never be a reason because, oh, he left me because of you, because hopefully you would have hoped that there was a conversation that was had.
Do you know what? I have often seen, it doesn't apply to everyone, but I've often seen men who move mad with the mother of their children and have another partner, whether that's talking to them recklessly, not doing right by their kids. There's always some story. There's always some tall tale where they demonise their ex-partner to justify their behaviour. And then you'll have the new partner who is
Take it hook, line and sinker.
taking it hook, line and sinker because you love this person.
Yeah,
and it's clear manipulation. And sometimes even I can refer back to like multiple situations where I've seen fathers deliberately keep
the women apart.
The women apart. Because if they come together, then you may get exposed.
The truth will come.
Out. Exactly. Again, might not apply to this situation, but I think it's just something to consider.
And that's why we've said in previous episodes, you should want to meet the people that are around your children. And the stepmom should get the bravery enough to meet the woman
Definitely.
of the mother of her stepchildren. And you want to hope that these conversations happen. It's an absolute red flag if your man's just saying, no, I don't want you two to meet. Why? Just because.
Also, like, does the new partner know all my business? Like, how much has my ex told them? You know, it's like that othering of you in your own home. I can get why you maybe wouldn't want to invite.
But they're around your child.
In. No, absolutely. Like I don't think it's right, but I'm just trying to look at things from the bio mum's perspective of, as Kate said, creating that safe space or protecting that safe space that is her home.
It's true. It's hard because as a stepmom, I don't want to be left out of anything. And the thought of being left out of everything frightens me and like scares me because I feel like they're big memories. And like the lady said in the dilemma, she's doing all the everyday bits and bobs. Yeah. But then things that are really important, she can't be there. That must hurt a lot. But I also think of just a mum in a house that I don't really want people that disturb my energy to come in here.
Yeah.
The birth mom has a right to choose. She does.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, is it necessary at all times? Like school plays, for example, bro, you don't even need to look at each other. You don't even need to be in the same area.
But you know what the problem with school plays is and school events is it's normally like a 2-ticket rule. And that's what I think is really difficult now that, you know, blended families and lots of families aren't the nuclear family. Yeah. That means that people will always be left out.
Really? I didn't even know that.
Most places are 2 tickets. I would ring and say, can I have some more tickets? I'm the number one caller. Hello.
It's Kate on the phone.
Can we have some more tickets, please?
Yeah, what about grandparents?
Because grandparents, and then also if, you know, you're in a blended family,
Yeah,
we've got
siblings.
3 sets of grandparents here.
Wow. Yeah.
People are always going to feel left out because we don't have enough tickets and it causes issues of who gets what and who goes where. So I think that is something that should maybe be considered. Listen, schools only have a certain amount of space. Yeah. And if everyone has 5 tickets, if one person has 5 tickets, then everyone's going to want 5 tickets.
Yeah.
However, saying that, I feel like there should be some kinds of discussions around it because it can cause a lot of upset for families.
Or maybe like I go to the Easter play, you go to the Christmas play.
Actually,
like
my children's school, they do the same thing twice in a day. So you can come in the morning and then you can come in the evening, like an hour before. So there was one time where my husband went to the earlier one because, you know, I wake up and just lay in bed, like I said earlier. And then I went to the 2 o'clock one and it was exactly the same play.
Okay.
So I think maybe schools are aware. But yeah, back to this scenario, I just feel like birth mum has the right to choose. I also feel like unfortunate. Is it unfortunate? Sometimes blended families just have to work out an alternative and just understand that this is just the way of their life. And it's not always going to look like how you assume it should do, because at the end of the day, being a step parent means there are limitations and liberties that the biological parents have and do not have. And sometimes you just have to accept it. It's hurtful. And I think, you know, you can vocalize that I'm upset or I feel left out. But like sometimes it just has to be a moment that you just take on the chin and kind of move on, because the fact of the matter is that you still have the child. You still get to, you know, do life with this child, love this child, and a birthday or school play, you know, is not going to take away from that. It's a nice to have, because there's biological parents that don't make it to the plays. There's biological parents that, you know, sometimes because of work or sickness or whatever, they miss birthdays. But it doesn't take away from the bond that they have with that child or the love that they have. So I think sometimes, you know, we do put heavy importance on things that are not the be all end all.
Yeah, and I think when you say it like that, it makes sense.
It
like
does.
There's so many days in a week and a month in a year, and these are just certain events, days. They're not even days, but they're half a day, like, aren't they?
Yeah.
However, I think sometimes you can really underestimate the pain of being left out when you're trying to build a family and do everything for someone. And you do want to be at the really lovely, glitzy things. When you do all the slogging every day and then you want to see them at the great thing, that's upsetting. You want to see them like, you love them. I think when you love a child that you didn't birth so much and you want to do everything for them, then you're left out of some of their best moments. That's really difficult.
Yeah, it's like, why?
Yeah.
Why can't I be there?
But like you said, we can't control everything.
Yeah.
And I think when we realise that we can't do that is the moment that I suppose you can kind of move forward. And I think it's maybe about creating separate events as well. So you've got this, you've got this birthday with your mum, which you're going to love, want you to have at the best time. But we're going to do a little something special so that I get to celebrate your birthday with you too.
Yeah,
so you're going to have double the fun.
Yeah.
Like we kind of put it to the kids like that at Christmas. It's not about because we don't all spend Christmas together, all the families. It's like you get 3 Christmas days, basically. You get to open 3 sets of presents. It's unbelievable. So kind of maybe position it in a more positive way. Like we're going to do our own thing over here and you're going to get 2 parties.
I really like that. I think that's a really easy and inclusive way with minimal disruption.
It's a perk.
Yeah. And I think you make a really good point as well, Cilla, that bio mum is default parent.
And she's slogging
your default
the
parent
most.
as bio mum,
Do you feel torn because you're a bio mum and a stepmom in regards to where you sit with this? Because say, for example, now, not you, but let's do scenarios. You're in your house and the bio mum, one of your stepkids wants to come. You've got both hats on, haven't you?
I think, me personally, I can say, because I just want peace, I would be fine with it, but I would consider that I don't want you in my house because I don't particularly like you. So it's a thing of like, oh, when this particular child has an event, we're going to have to look for like a hall or a restaurant or whatever. And I think that's fine with me as long as it's within my means to include like other members. But from a stepmom's point of view as well, because I am a biological mum, I feel like it's unfair sometimes for stepmoms or the other side of the family that belongs to the dad or the non-resident parent to just assume or want or expect the bio mum's parents and everyone to just be cool with it or just come to terms with it or to have like a timeline for it. Of when they do become comfortable, because just because we broke up and you moved on, got a new wife, had more children or whatever, and you're living this life, it doesn't mean that I'm okay with any of it. And I think everyone's just allowed to feel how they feel. But when it becomes so disruptive, and so like when it's not conducive to the success of raising this child, that's when I take issue. Then that's where I'm like, you have to forcibly put yourself in positions where you can get over it or where you can cope or where you can manage better. So yeah, I just feel like I'm always gonna understand where the biological mom's coming from. But as a stepmom, I just feel like generally there's just not enough recognition, appreciation, or love towards another caretaker and a caregiver, sorry. And what really irks me is that, you know, you will buy gifts and such for like school teachers, and like maybe nursery leaders and things like this, but they see your child for less than what the stepmom does in some cases, not in all cases, but you want to hold bad blood for the person that your child is falling in love with. That doesn't sit right with me.
I'm so with you on that because, sorry, what I think is surely the person that's helping to look after your children or your nieces or your nephews or your grandchildren, you don't want them to be mentally drained. You don't want them to have anxiety. You don't want them to be stressed. If you're coming to look after my child, I want to make your life easy because really, I want my child to be okay and I'll do whatever it takes. And that's something that I often can't get my head around when you would try and add stress to someone who's coming in to be with your children.
So many people are operating from a place of ego, don't feel comfortable with peace because there's nothing to flex the ego against. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And actually, I never really understood that until recent years. I just think, you're being horrible to me. Why? Like, why are you being horrible to me? But actually, it's all about what they're going through. And they treat you based on how they feel and their insecurities and what's going on with them. And I think when you come to terms with that and you understand that, you can be at peace a little bit more.
It makes life so much easier.
So much easier because actually, it's sad. Like, you are treating me in a bad manner, but I feel sorry for you now. I don't actually hate you. I feel like you really are unhappy and you really need to do the work. And I'm just caught up in the crossfire.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that comes with years of being in the trenches though. Like,
it does.
At the beginning, you're just like, I'm nice. Why don't you like me?
Yeah.
And then as years and years go by, it's like, it's not a me thing anymore.
Yeah. Oftentimes I pray for people that are mean to me.
Do you?
And I say people, I mean specifics, but I pray for them because I just feel like whatever, in general, if someone is angry, sad, just overly emotional, something is happening, it doesn't have to have anything to do with me. It may have something to do with me. The fact of the matter is that I know how it feels to be so in my feelings and feel like so consumed by it that it's affecting the way I treat people, my outlook on life. It's just affecting everything, and it's just not a nice place to be in. So my whole thing is that whether it's me or not me, I know that you're not okay. So I'm praying for you, not so much because I like you, because I don't, but because if you're okay, then you're going to stop behaving in such a way that makes us struggle.
Love this.
Do you understand? So it's like, I need you to be okay because I want to be. Wait, is it selfish? No.
You're out here terrorizing people
because
of your issues.
And I think we can have the option to like retaliate.
Yeah.
Or we can be upset about what this person is doing, or we can do what we know to do to make it better for them. And I think this is where the whole kind of saying of kill them with kindness comes from as well, because it's like, you're mean to me, but I'm going to be nice to you. And then there is a hope that you'll simmer down, because then you'll realize I'm nothing like what you think I am. I don't have the energy that you want from me or you think that I'm going to give to you. I'm actually just a very neutral person. And when you begin to like simmer down, it will benefit me.
I struggle with the killing with kindness. I'm not going to lie. It's a step too far for me being kind when people are terrorizing me. But
real.
Definitely,
That's
like,
real.
you don't exist to me.
Grey Rockham.
Grey
please.
Rockham. You don't exist. I'll look right through you. I'll be like reasonable, like, hi, how are you? You know, like if we run into each other, but I'm not going to be, I feel like because I like to be nice, like I like nice interactions and I like having nice experiences with people. So I can almost get like carried away with being nice to people that are like being very negative or nasty towards me. And then I'm like, am I a dickhead? Gemma, I am a dickhead. Because why are you moving like this? Like, oh, hi, how are you? And it's like...
This is something that I struggle with.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you have a little bit of a history with someone and there's an elephant in the room and then they're being nice to you, but you haven't discussed the situation.
Haven't resolved it.
I can't stand that.
I like to, you know, say for example, I don't know, let's think of a story. Someone's blocked you. You were talking, they've blocked you.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like, hi, yeah, how are you?
Yeah.
And then when you bring it up, it seems like you're bringing up the problem again and you're starting an argument. But for me, I have to confront things, not to be a row, just to say, where are we at? Like, I don't like knowing where I'm at. And that makes me very, very nervous.
Yes. Confrontation's good. I don't know why confrontation has such a bad rap.
Yeah.
Like, I confront my children confront me. I confront my husband. If something's wrong, let's talk about it.
Because a lot of people do not grow up in environments where it's safe to confront issues.
Yeah.
And because the environments that we grow up in shape us, if you grow up in an environment where if you try to confront an issue with a parent, with a sibling,
backlash.
There would be backlash, violence, etc. And especially as women are especially non-confrontational because we are wired to be social beings and we fear being ostracized or
not me, boy.
or othered and kind of kicked out of our communities, friendship groups, etc. So we will literally avoid. Women are like way more likely, I don't know the exact statistics, but women are way more likely to avoid confrontation, internalize resentment and anger.
I do think it's a way of the world. Like I don't like confrontation, but I like to know where I'm at.
Yeah.
As you know, I say it how it is. But I feel like as a woman in certain things in work, in business, people can take that in a negative way rather than a positive.
Yeah.
But I don't think men get the same stick sometimes. Men's like, he knows what he wants.
Exactly.
He's authoritative.
Exactly.
Whereas if a woman sometimes says it how it is, it can be deemed rude and she can be a bitch.
I just think how you receive it is not really my business. I feel like if I'm polite, if I'm succinct, and I've told you how I feel honestly, and you've taken it badly,
that's your business.
And then do you not care about that? Because say if that's me and I tell someone how I think and they take it badly, I get in my feelings. I panic and I worry and I feel like, oh my God.
I feel like I don't know like what am I meant to do though. So like I've had some of my friends like say stuff to me, and I'll say how I feel about that, and then it might have to go on for a couple of hours. It might have to go on for a couple of days, but our end goal is to resolve this because we love each other. So unfortunately we're just gonna have to do this uncomfortable thing until it's done. That's to me that's fine.
But that's the thing, you're friends and you love each other. So when this happens in blended families or in other scenarios where you don't love each other, you can automatically think the worst of the other person. And that kind of narrative of, I knew she was like that.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Like if I had a little bit of a fallout with one of you or one of my friends or Rio, it's in our interest
to sort it
out and to understand each other because we love each other and we want to move forward. And I feel like that is where like the issue lays within families, because if it's not in your interest to sort it out and you don't really, really love each other, you can have a negative spin on it sometimes.
I mean, again, not for me. I think the only person who makes me feel, or who used to make me feel like I just want them to think the best of me, was my mum. So if we had like an argument or whatever and she was like really upset with me, I would obsess. Like, I just want her to be proud of me. I just want her to like whatever I think she sees me as, I want to change that. And then you get a bit desperate. You start acting out a little bit. She's the only person that put me in that. But I think even within a blended family, with like my husband's family, my family, like I'm honest and I'm respectfully honest. So it's never like, oh, raggo, like I said what I said, like take it or leave it.
Raggo? Where did that come from? I heard that word.
You know, you two, right? Every now and then we're like, I just want to go into like we're really well spoken and like Nats is really soft and obviously, and then like,
guys, I'm from
am I a dickhead?
And then it just comes out. And I'm here for it. I'm really here for it. Raggo, you know.
I'm from Tottenham and I've heard the way people speak. Sometimes the dialect comes out.
I love it. I love it.
But yeah, I just think it's none of my business. And do you know what? I'm not saying that I grew up that way. Obviously, we care, especially when you're in school and you fall out with friends and stuff like that, and you feel like everyone's talking about you. Like, you care. But I think I've come to a point in my life, especially like after getting married and having multiple kids, I just feel like, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? I'm someone's mum. I'm someone's wife. Like, I'm God's child. I'm somebody, you know. Like, you don't have to give me accolades, you don't have to give me awards, I don't have to be like famous in any which way, but I'm intrinsically valuable. And no one can take them thoughts away from me. So if we're having a misunderstanding, or you've decided that I'm this wicked stepmom, so shall it be.
It's self-respect. You have self-respect, and you're operating from a place of clarity, and you're operating from a place of self-esteem. So when you're communicating your boundaries with people or your feelings about things,
you're not moving me out of that space.
Yeah, you're sure about
I'm not
yourself.
allowed.
Yeah.
But I love that. That comes with age, though, I think. Since I've been in my 30s, I feel like I'm kind of getting into that vibe. Like, actually, I've got so much going on over here.
Yeah.
I'm a good person.
Yeah.
I don't need to prove it to you all the time, because now I'm more comfortable in my skin, in my body. I find it really crazy how, like, when you're like a teenager, you kind of have the body that you'd wish for when you're older. You don't realise it, but you're not comfortable in your mind, and you're questioning everything. Then as you get older,
You look back.
You want that body, but then your mind is calm and clear. It's funny the way that life does that to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
hindsight,
yeah. I just think it's about growing and learning.
It is.
But that's something that I really want to teach, like, my children. Just be like unapologetically you.
Yeah.
If people don't like you,
That's okay.
but I struggled with that when I was younger. If people didn't like me, I was like, I don't know why they don't like me. Like,
Same.
whereas now, I mean, I hope that with my kids, I'm teaching them, who cares if they don't like you? You're great as you are.
Yeah. And that comes from putting that self-esteem and that confidence, instilling that in the children.
Yeah.
And
I must
letting them
say,
talk.
and letting them talk,
Yeah.
absolutely, and allowing them to express themselves and have conflict at home in a really healthy
it's
way.
good
Conflict is so good. And I feel like this is something I said to the boys are at football.
Yeah.
And someone said, they're really good at, taking negativity. And I said, that's because it's the first time you've heard all this negativity isn't outside your own four walls.
Right.
It's that we're going to pull you up.
Yeah.
And you're used to having confrontation. You're used to speaking up. You're used to being told.
Yeah.
So when they're younger, being told is like, God, they're on us.
Yeah, exactly.
But actually it means when you go into the big world, that when you get told, it's like, I'm used to this. It's not a big deal.
Do you know what? You said something the other day at the blended event, and I was going to ask, but I don't know why I felt shy. But I was going to ask if that deepened your relationship as a family. It was a really difficult time, big emotions flaring up, like, separation, etc. But what I often find is when you have those really vulnerable moments with people that you love, be it a row that you resolve, or like an emotional outburst where you're seen in a really vulnerable way, afterwards, when the dust has settled, it deepens your relationship with each other.
100%. I think, like, if you look at all the rosy moments in a relationship, even with Rio and I, they're great, but it's those hard times that make us think, wow, like, we've gone through this, and that make us stronger.
Definitely.
Like, so everything that you go through, negative, or, when you are having really emotional moments, it only just broadens the love, I think, and expands everything. And you realise, wow, if we can get through this, we can get through anything, really.
Yeah.
If it's all rosy, I don't know. I mean,
you need the test.
Yeah,
you need the test. And I think sometimes stepmoms need to see it like in that light, because when you become like a biological mom, there is a baptism of fire. You are going to feel it. You're going to be pushed. You're going to be stretched, and you will reemerge as this new babe. That's why I don't believe in like, oh, I'm trying to find who the old Cilla was. Like, she died. She died when she almost died giving birth. I need to find out who I am now in this place. But I think it's a bit naive to think that a stepmom can come into this caregiving role and not have her version of a baptism of fire. And oftentimes you find that the conflict that a stepmom has to endure, and she usually does endure because she loves this person, or she loves the children, in some cases, she emerges bigger and badder. Do you understand? She grows and she evolves, and she gets to a place where she says what, she says who, she says when, What's the film?
It's the film.
No,
It's the film.
I can't. Like, I need the comments to tell me first. If you guys get it wrong, then I'll let you know. My husband got it right. I'm so proud of him. Like, it sounds like he loves me. But yeah, like I want stepmoms to understand that nothing good comes easy in life, and if you want this family, unfortunately, you have to brace yourself for a fight.
Yeah, it's so true.
So true.
It's with hindsight though, because in the moments when the flames are coming at you, you're thinking, "What is going on?" But in hindsight, you can think, "Wow, that's shaped me. That's changed me. It's made me stronger."
It's about having a goal. So it's like, I'm not gonna leave. I want this. So when the flames are coming, you're thinking, no, I'm actually dying. I'm going to die. I'm not going to make it. But you're also not leaving. Do you understand? And that's why when people are like, oh, you can't just leave. Like, you signed up for it. And it's just like, I didn't sign up for this specifically because I didn't know this was going to happen. But also, I can't just leave. I'm invested. I love these people. So like, don't be so silly and flippant.
Yeah. I think just one more little angle to think about is, how do you think the partner, your partner, if you're the stepmom that's being left out, should handle this situation?
I think
he should go.
Go where?
He should go to the party.
Oh,
But he should absolutely go to his daughter's party.
Yeah.
But does he have a responsibility to talk up?
No, because it's her house.
He should just go.
He shouldn't say anything?
It's her house. So
What can he say?
No.
They're not together.
No.
Be quiet.
Keep the peace.
You don't.
Do you
rule
think
me.
that?
Yeah, keep the peace. Reassure. Pour all of your energy into stepmom.
I don't feel like I agree.
He's gonna piss her off.
No, I think he could do it in a nice manner. I'm coming. I respect your boundaries. Stepmom's staying at home.
Yeah.
However,
Why bring it up then?
I just want you to know.
I'm the BM. I'm already backed
Okay,
up now.
okay. I just want you to know and maybe consider that stepmom is a massive part of our child's life, and at some stage going forward, it would be nice if we could have a conversation to include her. I would say that.
Yeah, but why are you bringing it up now?
Because you haven't invited her, Hans.
Okay, yeah, but you said you respect my boundaries.
I do.
See what I mean? She's gonna pop off.
Is she?
Yeah.
Would you ever consider, maybe I need to change my vocab.
Maybe after the party, after it's all said and done, just say like next year, like, do you know, what would make you feel comfortable about all of us coming together? Because she'd really like
I like
to
that.
come.
Yeah.
But beforehand, it's like, you've set me up to say this piece. Do you understand? You're not really telling me that you respect my boundaries. You're trying to nice me so you can drop the bomb on my head and then hang up the phone. So anyway, see you later. see you at 6. I'll bring the bike. Like,
I'll bring the bike.
the boyfriend will hang up and be like, can you believe?
And then,
after all that I've done, like,
and then he gets there and you're like, mother-in-law,
exactly. Everyone's like staring at him and he'll be like, what up, guys?
How's Michelle?
Yeah. Can you imagine?
No, actually, you're right. I'm thinking from a stepmom's perspective that I would like my husband to back me a bit.
Definitely. But he can back you in a way like, that was out of order.
But that causes tension between their relationship as well.
Yeah.
But that's the thing.
He has to pick and choose, sorry.
But if the tension comes from stepmom being like, well, you didn't confront them, then again, that's her stuff that she needs to work through, because it's not his responsibility, as you said, to confront before. He could go to her and say, look, this isn't right. Next time, I'm going to have a word with her beforehand.
Yeah.
And as you said, and deal with it in that way.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's the best way to kind of express your disappointment. Like, bio mums running around, putting on the party, getting the catering sorted, the presents, the this, the that, the other, for dad to come along and say, why didn't you invite my girlfriends or my wife? It's like,
yeah,
go away.
I think things like wedding invites. So for example, like, there might be loyalties to the ex, like the BM, basically, your biological mum. She's invited to the wedding. And obviously you're still boys with the dad, so you don't invite the stepmom. Should your partner go?
No.
Hang on a minute, I'm lost. Say that
So,
again.
for example, I'm stepmom.
Yeah.
Philo is the guy.
Yeah.
His friend is having a wedding.
Yeah.
Philo's invited. I'm not. But Philo's BM's invited as well, because that's their mutual friend.
No.
Sorry.
No.
Polite decline.
No.
It's just
No.
like,
Polite decline.
can you imagine, like, my husband's getting suited What do you think, babe? Don't.
To go and take pictures. with
What do I think?
What's the
I think
seating
you better
plan?
sit down and let's discuss what we're having for dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like in that respect, I feel like he wouldn't necessarily need to tell the groom, yo, like, why you not inviting my wife or whatever.
No.
I think that can just be a choice depending on how you lot are. But you're not going.
He could respond and say, I'm not coming because my wife's not
yeah,
invited.
yeah.
Well, he can just say it's an
reason.
uncomfortable situation. I'd love to be there.
Yeah.
But with my wife not being invited and my baby mum being there, it's just not worth the ag.
No, the baby mum can be there.
Yeah, the baby mum's going to be there. He doesn't want to go where the baby mum is and not his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's got nothing to do with him. They're mutual friends. So that's all right. She can be there.
She can be there,
They
but
don't
he
need
can't
to
be there.
talk.
I
But
really
it's like,
appreciate
why
our
are you
casual use of the word baby
excluding-
mum. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. But
Bye, mum.
biological-
Sorry,
I love it.
sorry.
I love it.
Sorry, no, yeah.
Bye, mum.
No, disrespect, please. I'm sorry, all.
Sorry, it's because baby mum's just like everywhere on
It rolls
social
off the
media.
tongue as well.
Just rolls off.
I
it's
like baby mum.
Yeah, you know when I got pregnant, well, when me and that person got pregnant, I told him, you can't tell people that, you're the one that got me pregnant. If you don't want to be a dad, you can't tell people that you did this to me because everyone's going to say I'm your BM. God forbid. My name is Priscilla.
Thank you.
When you see me walking down the street with my baby girl, oh, that's Priscilla and her daughter.
I respect
that's
it.
so-and-so's baby. I said, you're
respect
mad.
it.
I said, you've got a couple of days to mold this over. If you're sure that you don't want to be, you don't want nothing to do with this child, that's okay. I don't mind. But you think you can walk around saying, yeah.
I respect that so much.
Yeah, I love that.
pregnant.
And what did he do?
He told one person. And to be honest, he regretted it because certain guys in my family were a little bit suspect. That was a fire for him.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like he's honored it, and no one knows who the biological father of my daughter is. And she'll be, well, I had to tell Fila because he was just like, if we're going to be together, I got to know. I was like, all right then, babes. So I told him, he knows.
Brilliant.
But no one knows. And the next person to know, it will be my daughter when she wants to know.
Wow, that is wow.
I've never heard this and it's so powerful.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a dickhead.
Yeah, I love that, man. I love that.
Okay. Well, in conclusion, Cilla is not a dickhead. And
Nathalie might be a dickhead.
we're all aware of that
She's
now.
nice. Natalie's nice. So I'm saying, stepmom, I know you're upset, but take it on the chin. Do a little something.
Yes,
Maybe
do your own
stepmom,
thing.
do your own thing. There's a
Yeah.
party going on that day. Unfortunately, you're not invited. That is going to hurt. That's not going to be nice. Surround yourself with people that love you.
Yeah.
Do a little something for you. Go and get your nails done. Go and see some of your friends. Use that as a time to have a little bit of me time,
Yes.
I would say.
Yes.
Perfect.
And try and have a positive spin in it.
Definitely.
Next
And-
time stepdaughter comes over, prep a cake.
Yeah, do a little celebration.
Yeah, to have your own celebration, that's within your control. And also just bear in mind that you have to honour bio mum's
Choice.
choice to have a party at her house with who she wants there and in her own safe space. And that's fine.
But stepmom, you're still loved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't change anything.
Okay, love that, ladies. Love that. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you are watching on YouTube, please remember to subscribe and send all of your questions into the Blended Instagram. And we'll be here at the same time next week. Lots of love. Mwah.